Hello everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Mafu's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. How is everybody doing this evening? We're gonna do some traditional today. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Okay, let's see how it works out for us today. So we're going to do some watercolor fun today. Now, these are pieces that I have been commissioned by friends to do. And I've been falling behind, so I'm very eager to keep going with these. So this set, I'm just going to get some of my colors out here. So we are doing some, I'm doing good, Mafu. Thank you. Oh, a day at work. Now I'm home doing creative things, which is good for the soul. Come on, watercolor. Play the game. What the? I don't use that much of it, silly. Welcome home. Yes, yes. Always good to be home. So, okay. So what we're working on right now is, I'll get into what we're working on. We'll let a couple people more come in because I don't want to keep repeating myself. But we were doing watercolor today. And this set is called I got it from a friend of mine. It's called a Tobias set. She saw it on Instagram and purchased it for me and another watercolor friend. No, come here, buddy. Come on. We're doing the live stream, bro. So that we could do watercolor art on the go, which is super fun. All right, bro. There's Mojo. Hi, Mojo. Thank you, baby. Okay, we're gonna do some art now, okay? Can you settle down, please? Thank you. Okay, so the set comes with, Mafu says hello. Okay, so this is generally a watercolor set on the go for when you're on the move. I'm sitting in my studio, but I really want to, my studio is still a bit of a mess. It's the last bit of my apartment that needs to be handled. So it's not quite ready and all my stuff's kind of buried right now. So we're going to use this on the go set. So it comes with this really cute little palette that clips right onto my little sketch pad here and then gives me lots of room to work and use my palette and everything else. It comes with a little like wrist cleaner so I can clean my brushes right on my wrist. I don't have to worry about if I forget like a paper towel or something. I don't have to worry about forgetting those kinds of things. And then these brushes, it comes with these brushes where you put a little bit of water inside of them. So, and then you just give them a little squeeze and some water will come out. So again, you're on the go and great for if you don't have like a water bottle with you or you don't want to contaminate your drinking water. So they're really good to have for on-the-go watercolor, which is super fun. You're one step closer to finish the cleaning. I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much. Almost there. Last stretch, you got this. Yes, yes. I've been wanting to kind of get caught up on some of my art things in my studio first because they were falling behind. But then I will be back to the cleaning. It will be excellent. And Antoine's in the chat. Welcome to the stream. How are we? What's new? How is the music stuff going? Okay. Doing some promo music on my stories. Excellent. Excellent. Love it. If you're not following Antoine, check out their account. So much fun. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. A little bit more water. Don't mind the noises in the hall. The children down the hallway got home and are full of energy. So they're yelling and playing zombies or something in there. I swear they're all fine. All right. So I promised some traditional, so here we are. Oh, you saw the story already? Excellent. I'm going to check it out as soon as we're done here. So I promised some traditional, so that's what we're working on a bit today. And then Mafu, I looked at my schedule and I told a tiny fib, and I apologize. I have the gesture drawing set to film in April. It'll be out in May. So don't worry, she's on the schedule. I just goofed my schedule a little bit. I don't want to rush it, so. And that'll be perfect because when I'm cleaning out the studio in April and finishing it up, that's where I'm going to find all of my gesture drawing paintings and things and drawings that are going to help me with that. So that's why I did that way. I just forgot until I checked the next day. So excited. Me too. I'm actually like really looking forward to kind of sitting and going through the studio and kind of having that focus of those, like the sketchbooks and art things, because like the quick glances that I did when I was first going through to see what I was looking at, I was like, oh my gosh, I'd forgotten about a lot of these things. So maybe it'll kick off my next project after the tarot cards. Who knows? Who knows? We gotta keep this momentum going. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I was going through, because I had a bunch like in a closet and a bunch that were under my bed and a few other things all over the apartment. And so when I found them, I had a rough idea of what I knew what I was looking at and what I was checking out, but I didn't go into them in depth yet. So that'll be part of April's exercise. Yep, it's going to be fun. But I just kind of quickly glanced at them. I didn't get a chance to sit and chill with them because otherwise I would have derailed the entire rest of the apartment getting, and that was not on at the time. Do you want down? Why open cranky man? You silly goose. Okay. All right, so we're a few minutes in. I'll get into what this project is. So, as I mentioned, a friend of mine, she gave me this adorable little set. You're going to make me impatient. I have to wait till May. Yes, we cannot rush the magic. Otherwise, we're going to forget something. Okay, so this project is, well, the watercolor set, sorry, a friend of mine gave it to me. Another friend and I have been doing some watercoloring together, and so she bought us this gorgeous set so that we could kind of watercolor together at a girls' weekend. And it's amazing because it's just a cute little thing that you can just kind of carry around with you. A really great set. She bought it off of from Instagram ads, and I showed before. It's a Tobias watercolor set. It's really cute. The watercolor is pretty decent in it. The paints in it is pretty decent. You can use whatever paint you want, but it comes with paints and a little sketchbook and some brushes and this little adorable little palette, which I could use with any sketchbook and anything later on. And this project that we're working on, the same friend, her and her husband are redoing their daughter's room, and they wanted some art for her bedroom. So they're big plant people, just like me. So they requested a few fun pieces, and I thought like watercolor would be really great. So the concept here is that I'm going to I've already done 2 of the watercolors. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen one already. I used it for my meditation Monday for over the past month or so, and so we're going to do the watercolor and inking everything in traditional, and then I'll be scanning them or taking high-res photos of them and putting them into fresco. And then we'll be putting them digitally because the plants are going to be around the letters of her name. So we'll be doing that part digitally and getting them printed in high quality prints. And then they can use them as art in her bedroom, which is going to be so much fun. Do you find it convenient to paint on a small canvas? Yes, like what I like about the small canvas is that you can cover it nice and quickly. So if you're just kind of looking for a little kind of activity and you want to fill a half hour or something like that, you can very easily fill this canvas in a very short period of time. Like, as you can see, we're 11 minutes in and I've already got quite a bit covered. So this is really great for kind of on the go. It kind of also limits your space. So rather than kind of getting your ideas so big and worrying about all the details and things, you can really just focus on a little space. If I'm doing something like this, the small canvas is perfect because that means it keeps me focused. It keeps me from putting too many details and getting too into the weeds with it. Like this, I want to have those small painterly like lines and kind of random colors and stuff. If it's on a bigger canvas, I may not get that element. I may find that it's a little too I would kind of do each leaf a little much like the same maybe. But if I was getting into something a little more detailed, like the dragon or tarot card art or something like that, I probably would use a bigger piece of watercolor paper. It really depends on the outcome that you're looking for, to be honest. If you're looking for a quick sketch, I definitely recommend small paper. If you're looking for a high detail piece you're going to work on for a long time, bigger paper may be good. It really depends on the outcome. So in a way, you're subconsciously thumbnail sketching. Kind of, yeah, exactly. So it limits like these. I can't get too crazy detailed on this, which is what I want. Like I want to make sure that things are staying nice and painterly, and things are going to be like I want it to look hand painted. So I don't want to. There we go. So if I got too deep into it, then I won't. I'll lose some of that detail. And with these smaller, oh, don't do that, Erin. That's not what you want. With these smaller canvases too, the kind of brush stroke to fine liner ratio, if that makes sense. Nope, Mojo, leave the neighbors be, please. Makes it is really nice. So there's like a really good balance between what the lines are and how the brush strokes. Hang on a second. Apologies. It's like he just realized the kids have been out there. They've been out there for an hour. Mojo's in the house. Yep, we can't have a stream without him making himself known. Yeah, so if you take a look at the more recent, I want to show you one of the other pieces, which we might do in a minute, like depending on how far we get along in this. But if we get into like the fine liner or anything like that, you'll see what I'm talking about, like the ratio of the smaller bits of watercolor to what it looks like with a fine liner is actually pretty neat when you work at a smaller scale. So it really depends on the outcome that you're looking for and what you want to see in the final results. And the best part about this is that if I'm going to take it into fresco, I can do any little edits or whatever either. Like I'm not going to clean up and get rid of a lot of the brush strokes when I go take it into fresco, but I will have all the plants work together so that like I'm going to color blend and make sure that they have the right, they all kind of look like they go together and that the greens are all the same. Like I'm using the same paint colors, but like I painted the other two like a few weeks ago, so my approach might be a little bit different. Penny's in the stream. Welcome to the chat. That was backwards, but that's okay. It's Monday. So I'm going to, when I take them into fresco, I'm not going to clean them up so much as like make the leaves neater or anything like that. Like I'll clean up any, like if I get any dramatic splooshes or anything, I'll clean those up. Mostly just kind of color correction to make sure that things all kind of work together in a coherent piece. And then these pots, I keep making them this clay color. They requested a pink color, so I'll probably color correct those because my brain keeps making these orange pots instead of a pink one. How are things going, Penny? Yes, mini painting kit. So a friend of mine purchased for me to buy us watercolor sets. We saw them on Instagram and she bought them for me and another friend, and we get to make these really cute little paintings. I'm using my tiny painting set because my studio is still a mess and my main painting stuff is all hidden in the back still. So for right now, we're just gonna use this guy, and it's really fun. If you could, if you get your hands on something like this, it's great for on-the-go watercolor and figuring out quick paintings. We used to do it in school quite a bit. We would go out to different markets and things and do sketching and drawing, like fish markets and stuff. Some pretty cool paintings from that time, actually. Probably should try it again. Maybe this summer I'll do some of that. Go to festivals and draw a bit. Oh, so glad to see you, Mafu. Thanks for joining in. Have a good sleep. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, because I want to keep moving, I have this thing. So I have a photo of it. It's like a heating gun. So it's like a little like focused like hair dryer almost. And it dries my watercolor. The cord unfortunately is too small to have it at my desk here, so I'm just gonna very quickly do it in my kitchen. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. RB, you're here. I was like, he's gonna miss traditional day, and that's just gonna be a bummer. Oh my goodness. All right, so now that this is dry, I kind of wish I had one of those like dryer guns when I was in school, because I would get not yelled at, but pointed out to me by the art teacher that I wasn't being patient enough and I was ruining my paper by not letting it dry properly. Which is why sometimes I don't do watercolor very often, because I would have to wait for it to dry and I'm not very patient. So we're just throwing a little bit of pencil crayon on here now that it's dry. If this wasn't dry watercolor, then I would definitely be destroying the paper and kind of mashing it all up, which we would not want. What's new, RB? What's happening? What did we do this weekend? Ooh, fancy. Just being a little more conscious about where my hand is. I did streaming. I did a video of watercolor earlier, but I was doing this so no one could see it. I just got back from where? Trying not to stick my hand in the paint. Oh, friend's son had a birthday, so we were playing a bit. Nice. I love birthday parties. Not that. I didn't plan my colors ahead of time. So we're just winging it, folks. When we take a break from this guy, I'll show you what we've done so far. And we have another plant that we're going to work on. So as Mafu was observing, we're working really tiny, but that's the goal for this project. We want to be working tiny, and it allows me to cover the surface a lot quicker than if I had been working at like 18 by 24. You know how it is. All right, I need a paper. Paper. I keep drawing all over my tax forms, which I probably shouldn't do. Excellent. One that works. Alessandra's here. Late because Piney never let me know you're live. Someone's doing traditional today. Heck yes. As promised. It came down the line eventually. Washing dishes again. Darn dishes. So the idea here, this is for a friend of mine. They're redoing their daughter's bedroom and have requested some art. So I've got 4 plants, and then I think we're going to do like a bunch of plants. Like I have 5 little frames, and we are using those. Why is my phone being a dweeb? Sorry, I'm just checking a reference here. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I did kind of similar to what I did on the other ones. So we have 5 frames, and their plants are going to go with different letters of my friend's daughter's name for her bedroom. So they have lots of plants in their house, and they know I have lots of plants in my house. And the idea is to have it be very hand-drawn. Like I want it to look watercolor. Good, you're not painting raindrops. Yes. That would be easier and harder at the same time. And then the concept here is I'm going to do all these in, as far as I can, in traditional. And then we'll take them into fresco and clean them up and put the letters in, etc. afterwards. My pen's not working as awesome as I hoped. Very fun. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad they asked for this. I think it's a pretty cool project. Are you going to work better? Are going to work better. Oh, temporarily. So I'm glad they requested it because it's a fun little kind of break from the tarot cards a bit. An excuse to get some traditional in, because I have some traditional pieces I want to work on. They're really big pieces though. I want to do something kind of like I did with the fish a few years ago in the pandemic. Do big pieces like that, but these are kind of good little like warm-up pieces. It builds your confidence to know that you can complete a piece in a quick amount of time. Not that speed is the goal, but it's good to know that it's not going to take forever. I have to go marker shopping. All my pens are on their last legs here. So you get for letting your traditional stuff sit for too long. Poor guys. I didn't know your markers had legs. I think you haven't done traditional way too long. Yep, that's how long it's been. They grew their own legs and are walking out on me here. So for those of you who might have missed it, I did, when I finished the watercolor part of this, I did take it to the kitchen to dry it. I have like a heat gun that I use, like a focused hair dryer almost, to dry the watercolor, because you wouldn't want to do key markers to stay fresh for a long time. Wrap them in a sponge and store them. Ooh, I've never heard that one before. All good tips. So I made sure to dry it, because if we were doing, like if I was doing this while the water was wet, all my this would run, first of all, with this marker, or depending on the marker, it may like ruin the marker if it gets too wet with water, or it would get full of paint. Like I've done some inking over top of acrylic paint before that isn't quite dry, and it kind of like chalks up the end of the fine liner. It's awful and destroys them. No, you gotta wait, buddy. You keep yelling at the neighbors. So you want to make sure your watercolor is dry, unless you want the ink running all over the place. If that's your goal, have at her, but that's not the goal with this piece. All about experimentation. I would definitely recommend that kind of experimentation. Maybe we'll do that another day. And I'm trying not to be too botanically correct with these. I want to make sure that like you get the idea. But not like too specific. Yes, this is for a friend of mine. They're redoing their daughter's room. And they want to have, they have 5 frames for me to fill. So we've got 5 plants to draw, and they're going to go with different letters of her name. So they're going to have them in her room. So I said I would do some fun watercolor things. Hand drawn by Aunt Erin. That's not where that stem would go, but it doesn't matter. What's the matter? Don't sauce me. I know, I'm the worst. Poor Mojo. But you are the one who yelled at the neighbors. So we're going to take these from Sketches and then either scan or take high-res photos of each, and then we're going to put them in Fresco and clean them up a little bit. Anything that's a little too messy, I don't want to make them like perfect. I want this painterly kind of thing, but maybe clean up a couple little extra splooshes. Maybe we're going to do some color correction because the pot's actually supposed to be more of a coral pink color, and I keep painting them orange. But then, and also just making sure that all the plants that I've drawn so far are gonna match. So we'll do like color corrections and making sure that the liner does its thing. Mojo, you gotta wait, bro. Keep yelling at the neighbors. Thank you. Are you gonna be a nice boy? We're not jumping off the thing. Be a nice boy. No more yelling, please. Go on. Okay. So I think that's good for this one for now. I'm going to show you what the other ones look like. Boop. So we have our other, see there's a lot more, see how different they are. So this is the thing, if you're going to be doing traditional and you're going to be going into different, like taking a break, which I did. I did these other ones a month ago and then I did these ones. Look how different the styles are. There's a lot more pencil crayon in each of these. This one's kind of in the middle. There's a lot more pencil crayon in this one. See how light it is? And see this one, okay, so we're definitely going to have to put some more pencil crayon on this. We're going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. It's still pretty dark. Do I have something lighter? So that's why we're going to take them digitally into Fresco afterwards, so that I can kind of do some of those color corrections and make sure that we have a more consistent look. So that's kind of, for me, traditional, like I'm not in it frequently enough. where's what I'm looking for? This is what I'm looking for. That like if I take a break, my style will be really different. There's almost no watercolor in this one. There's almost no pencil crayon in this one. Let's see. That's not what I want. Where's the one I want? This might be what I want. No, we're not doing that. So that kind of digital correction will kind of help us out in making things a little bit more unified. And there's also things to keep in mind, like the fact that some of this is going to be, some are going to be bigger and some are going to be little. Like we're only looking at about like a 5x7 final. So like I don't have to get too stressed out about this because some of the details might be a lot smaller for this one because it's such a big plant, depending on what letter it's with. So, you know, I'm not going to get too worked up about it because I know I can fix this, air quotes, fix this in digital later, which takes a lot of the pressure off this piece. Like if I know that it's only going to be traditional in the final, I probably would be a little bit more stressed out. But knowing that digital is there to back me up takes the pressure off, leaving this to be a lot less stressful and more fun. What kind of colored pencils am I using? All of them. My pencil crayon box is a plethora of everything that I have accumulated in my career. So this one is a Prismacolor. Prismacolor is going to be probably pretty dominant in here. I used a lot of those when I was in school, and then I've had friends purchase some beautiful sets for me for birthdays and things. Is it Prismacolor? It's Prismacolor. And I even have like old, like this one. This one's a beaut. This is an old Prismacolor. This is my grandfather's pencil. There's a set that I have here, and it's my grandfather's like pencil crayons. Like they were just kind of like old supplies that he let us use when we were there, and they somehow made it into my collection. Using those hits different. I know when I'm using those ones. It's just weird. I just know when those ones are being used. So mostly Prismacolor, yes. Yeah, see how different they are? I definitely strongly recommend. I think 1, 2, 3. Oh, Alessandra's gonna get her pencil crayons out. Killing it. Killing it. Yeah, I think there's gonna be a digital fix here because there's a lot more green on these than I thought I was gonna put up. That's okay. That's okay. So this is the first one that we're gonna work on today. We have about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna get started on the second one. The detail's not really coming across. Focus, you. There's a lot more pencil crayon in there than the screen's giving me. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to plant number 2. Uh-oh, paint on my hand. Okay, let's get this guy sorted. We've got some green, so let's get some of this here and some of this here. We'll get some water in there. We need some yellow. Wunderbar. All the pencil crayons. I love it. in pretty aggressive with the color on that hanging plant. I think that's because like I have a plant here that's not a hanging plant, but she has very, very dark leaves and things like that, and I've been looking at her a lot lately, so maybe that's why that happens. It's okay. Plants are all different kinds of greens and things. It's all good. But yeah, I would recommend if you're doing a series of any kind, I probably should have learned this myself because I've been doing a tarot card deck for 2 years now. Maybe if you're doing a series, do everything all kind of at the same time. Or especially like when traditional is so finicky about like color mixing and things like that. Maybe do your stages kind of consistently, or do all your paint and then all your paint pencil crayon or something like that. If consistency is a big deal, I know that this will all come together. I'm not losing sleep over it. But if that's a big thing for you in a project, I'd recommend perhaps being a little bit more diligent about styles, etc. Watercolor, watercolor. Okay. It's nice to have a sketchbook like this that's just kind of little. Like I'm going for like the big sketchbook. I want a big page I can fill with either a lot of illustrations or a big Zentangle or something like that. But there's something to be said for a nice portable little piece like this, because then you can just get a quick little idea down on paper in a few minutes without overthinking too much, which is also kind of what I want with this. I don't want it to be too precise or anything. It's for a kid's room, so I want it to be fun. Okay, I'm going to dry. I want to mute because it's very loud. All right, I'll throw some more in here. Let's get a little bit more darkness in here. I do fall into a trap of wanting to use all the paint that I put out. I am still in student mentality. Art supplies are still expensive even when you're not a student. And so I'm always like, I have to use all the paint that I put out. I don't want to waste it. I did that. For a while when I was doing like acrylics and things, I'd have one canvas, just kind of a small canvas, and I would just, if I had paint on the palette still when I was done for the day, rather than overworking the painting, I would put the paint on that palette, on that canvas, sorry, and it would just be my way of using it up, and it was just kind of a background really. It wasn't really anything too fancy. I didn't do anything with it, but It's there should I want to do something with it. Okay, a little more of this. Okay, another. Excellent. Okay. Let's go with this guy here. What I like about watercolor is that you can kind of just let it do its thing. You can see that some of this was why will not focus? Okay. That like I drew all these leaves here, but I kind of let the watercolor decide which ones were in front sometimes and which ones were more to the back. Try to like get some variations here because these plants have all kinds of variety of greens going on. Yikes. No, I miss my pencil crayons. They smell so good. How are we doing? Okay, we got some time here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here let's come together. Hey Alessandra, how did your show go this weekend? Forgot we were pumping it up on our creative jams last week. Come on. Sweet. Oops. It's yellow, but it's sharp, so. Maybe what we'll do is, do I have a, it's too bad I'm not prepared. Okay. Literally winging it. Make sure my head's not in the camera there. I told you, traditional work. At some point, my nose is right on the canvas. Explain yourself. Black. That's not fun. Do this. Boop, 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 boop. All right, coming together. Do you have a... All right, what is today? March. Let's just do the whole thing. Be sure. All right. We do. So yeah, back in January. Sheesh. Gotta sign our work. All right, I may redo the hanging plant. Just because it's a little off. They're all four of them are different. Never mind. It's gonna be a whole botanical garden. Yes, yes, yes. So, what else do we have in here? Your practice ones. Okay, so here's our first one that I did back in January. It's our snake plant. And then our other fun plant. And then our guy we did today, which is a little bit more pencil crayon, I think. And then our Diefenbachia kind of inspired one. So like I said, the next step is going to be get these guys into fresco, and then I'm going to make sure that they're all on one artboard, and we'll play with some colors. I really like the vibe that this one's giving. So if I can kind of play with some colors and some layering and some levels and such to make sure that they all kind of have a similar vibe. And then, like I said, this one's giving. Freaking slay. They all have their own energies. But then this way we can have boop, 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 them all be kind of similar, and then we'll put them all together in to one piece. So maybe next week what I'll do is I'll do like the digital side of this. We'll get these scanned and prepped because there's there's a fifth page, like a fifth frame to prep for. And I can't remember what my plan is for it. If it's like all of the plants in one, like having kind of all of them, because there's only 4 letters. So I can't recall what my plan is, but we'll get them all ready. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get these prepped for digital work, and then we can play around with those a little bit next week and see where we can go from there. But for right now, I think that's all we need to do today. So I promised some traditional. Voila. There will be some more coming our way. Not today, but we might be back in digital next week, but it'll be the rest of these guys, I think, because then it'll do something a little different from the tarot cards for a little bit. But yeah, I think that's all I got. So I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. I'm going to keep coloring and markering and all that kind of fun stuff here. Thank you for everybody for joining in and having some fun in the chat and making sure I didn't miss any. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I hope you all have an excellent rest of your week, and I'll catch you next Monday, same time and channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.